In the back of the book segment tonight, a newsmaker who makes as much news as noise. Donald Trump talks tough. Donald recently spoke with me about what he'd do, get America back on track. And it all begins with getting tough on China. Who should we kick first and hardest? Who should we really go after?
Bill, we have to take care of our country from the inside, and we have to fight the people from the outside. If you look at what other countries are doing to us, it's an absolute outrage, whether it's India or China or the Opec nations or many, many others, South Korea. Everybody is beating us, and they're sapping our wealth. They're taking away our wealth. We're not going to be able to afford to do anything. And then from the inside, we're not cutting costs. This isn't about taxes. This is about cutting costs. They set up a super committee because we have no leadership in Obama, zero leadership in Obama. So they put a super committee and they fail. And instead of talking about $4 trillion or $5 trillion, they're talking about $1.2 trillion. And even that they can't solve. So I talk about it in the book. The book is doing great. You asked me to be on the show. I didn't ask to be on the show.
You're always welcome on the show.
Now,
Come
let me
on,
ask
you got to lighten up, man. Now, if you were elected President Trump, you would have to kick somebody's butt first. You can't kick all their butts at once. Who's the biggest offender, the biggest target, the person that really ticks you off the most? Who is it?
Well, what you'd have to do is meet with the politicians, the Republicans and Democrats, and start cutting costs. But what I do is meet with China. I'd say you stop manipulating your currency right now. I would say China number one. I would say OPEC probably number two, the OPEC nations. What they're doing with oil is unbelievable. Over $100 a barrel in a bad economy. They monopolize what they're doing with oil.
Let's do a little role play here.
Anywhere else it would be illegal.
I'm the Chinese premier, okay? The guy that you didn't want to go to the White House, by the way, and I'm still steamed at you for making fun of me when I got a White House dinner. I'm still mad. All right, so you're there in your lavish New York studio, and I'm in Beijing, all right? All right, and you come in and you say to me, hey, you got to knock it off with the currency. You got to do a quid pro quo on the import-exports. You got to be fair in trade. And you know what I say to you? We're holding about $2 trillion in debt, Chinese. If you give me a hard time, Trump, I'm going to sell it all. I'm going to flood the market. I'm going to bankrupt you right now. That's what I'm saying to you. And you say what?
We have all of the power. All of the chips are on our side. The trillion, it's actually $1.1 trillion that they have. Forget it. That's peanuts compared to the overall economy. Now, what I would say very strongly, you don't start behaving. 25% tax on every item you sell in this country. 25% right now. By the way, based on what they're doing with currency, it should be 41%.
That'll put Walmart out of business right there.
No, it won't put anybody out of business. It'll put China out of business. We have all the cards. We have all the chips. If that ever happened, they would have a depression, the likes of which you've never seen. They cannot play that game.
All right, that's a good point, but there'd be people that got hurt in the United States if that tariff went on. Okay, let's switch.
And you know what else would happen, Bill? We'd start producing our own products.
Hopefully, but manufacturing here is, gone because the labor costs are so cheap in China.
Because it goes to China and other
they don't
places.
pay them any money over there. That's what happens.
Excuse me. It goes because they manipulate their currency. Bill, it's going to China and other places, and instead of having it in Alabama and Iowa and lots of good places in this country, we're sending it overseas.
No, I know that, but they can make things cheaper because they don't pay their people anything. There's no unions over there. Are you the most sensitive guy in the world? You want to kick everybody's butt, but somebody makes fun of you and you're all over the place. Come on.
No,
if you dish it out, you have to take it.
Okay, fine. I don't think I'm that sensitive.
You are sensitive.
We'll talk about
all
that
right?
later.
Come on. How long you know me? 35 years? Come on. Buy Trump's book, Time to Get Tough.